Hey everyone, sorry it took me so late to get on, but I've worked all day. Today was a double-double, and I did not have no internet where I was, so it's been a long day, really long. But I wanted to get on here. I did listen to the speech that was done out of Russia. Very scary stuff. A lot of stuff happened. I seen where another plant had blew up in Florida, close to the one that was blown up before. So the very strange thing that happened, it happened in Ohio also, that an incident right above where the accident happened there in Ohio, another place went up. Very strange. I mean, it's not like they're happening miles and miles and miles away. I'm talking like maybe 20, 30 miles from each other. Very strange. A lot of things going on. A lot of deceit and a lot of lies. You can't believe anything you see on the media. People, the world has gotten evil. You just really, truly, if you only knew what I knew, and I don't put all of it on here, if you truly knew how evil people are right now, you wouldn't be able to sleep. It's that bad. So understand that these days they're limited. They're just so limited. I keep trying to tell everybody, and I looked around today while I was at work, and I saw people coming and going, and literally, they have no clue that the world's coming to an end. They have no care to the world. I never thought in my lifetime I would be alive to see the world turn as evil as it is, but it is pure evil. And I understand why the Lord told me on October the 24th that He was coming back. You know, it caught me by surprise. For 2 days, I was in denial. I couldn't believe it was coming to an end. I was just in shock. I just didn't expect it. And now that I'm awake and I'm looking around, I see. And the more He's shown me, it's just pure evil. The governments are so corrupt. They're past any helping them. There's no election that's going to help it. That's why people can't let go of these elections. They think these people are going to. There is no fixing it. It's only one way now, and that's to end it. There's no elections. That stuff's come and gone. Sports are going to come and go. Everything that you find now is weeks away from being over. It will happen fast. It will happen suddenly. And then it will be over. Nobody will see it coming. I've seen it, people. It catches everybody off guard. They don't know what hit them. When God started showing me these events, it mortified me. I ain't going to lie to you. It mortified me of the people that will not be awake during this time. They will not know how to function. But that's how close we are. And like I said, it happens so fast, they just don't see it coming. That's why I tell you to stay on the boat. Don't get off of it, because everything around you right now is lies. Do not listen to any media. It's just all lies. They're lying about everything that comes out of their mouths. God has told me everything that they say is nothing but lies. They're so corrupt. They have all the media sources. All of them. You can't believe anything these people say. They literally, God tells me, they come together at the beginning of the day and literally come up with this stuff to tell you, to keep you in the dark. If you truly knew how bad it truly is, that's why God told us not to fear. That's why He told us not to fear, because he's like, you know, I'm going to reveal this stuff. I do believe He's going to very soon. The lid's going to come off all this stuff. See, when this event happens, which we're going to be out of here, they won't even know why it happened, how it happened, because half of them don't even know it's happening now. I know people in church have no clue what's going on in the world. None. It's just, I'm telling you, these are the last days, people. Like I said, fear not. The events are going to get worse and worse until they can't be contained. The only thing holding it right now is God. But He's going to let go right before the rapture. And that's when all hell's going to break loose. And a lot of people say, well, we're in the tribulation now. These poor people, God bless them. They have no idea what tribulation is. God told me. I've seen tribulation. It ain't what we're... Right now, you're in heaven, people. You've got running water. You've got TV. You've got power. When the tribulation starts, that stuff is all gone. You can't stay in your house. You're running for your life. Because everybody's going to tattletale on you. And if you have supplies, they're going to take them. One way or another. No, we're not in a tribulation. But I promise you, after the rapture happens, all hell on earth is going to break loose like you've never seen. There won't be any Holy Spirit to restrain this stuff. And it's just all going to come to the forefront. These people won't have to hide anymore. The evil can just run its course. No police, no law. That's all gone. Right now, trust me, you're in paradise compared to what will happen once the rapture happens. It's the 7 years of the worst hell you've ever faced in your life. It's like something out of, it's worse than any movie, any sci-fi series. Trust me, you couldn't even imagine how bad it's going to be. It's that bad and worse than that. I've seen it. And I wouldn't want anybody. That's why I got done the channel. I didn't want anybody to go through what I've seen. It's it's bad. It's worse than anything I've ever could imagine. And people just don't realize it, how bad it truly will be. So, if you're lost, find Jesus. Call upon him. Because, like I said, we're weeks. If we're here tomorrow, I'll be surprised. It could happen any time. Any time now. Anytime. So please be ready. Have your families ready, because I know Russia plays a big role in this. I've known it now for months, and I've even told it on here. They play a main role in it. Them and China both play major roles in the rapture. And when it happens out of nowhere. Nobody will see it coming. There'll be signs before, like I said. But judgment's coming to the people of this world. It's coming. They think they've got away with it. But I'm telling you, in the next weeks to come, judgment's coming. It's going to come from the sky, from the ground. It's going to come from every direction. But judgment has come. They did not get away with this stuff. Don't think for a minute they have. God said these are the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. And the same thing is about to happen again. And thank God we're going to be out of here when it finally strikes. So, like I said, don't fear. This is a good time for us. Be glad that we're getting out of here. This is the best time. You're about to lose those old decrepit bodies. No more allergies, no more diseases. All that stuff's about to be eradicated. So right now is the best time of your life if you're with Jesus. And if you're not, this is the scariest time of your life. You have two options. It's either Jesus or hell. That's it. Right now, I advise everybody to read your Bible 1 or 2 hours a day. Get to know Jesus best you can. Quit listening to all these channels. There's just so much false doctrine. Well, like I've told people over and over, listen, in the last days, we're in the apostasy of the church. It's so corrupt. It's just like the government. Why do you think that the world is falling apart? It's because the church is so corrupt that we're in the apostasy of the church that Jesus told us. That right in the last days, the church would be so corrupt, and it is. Even I didn't realize how corrupt it was until I went back and God ran me through the Bible over and I started realizing almost everybody's preaching the wrong gospel. I'm like, what in the world have we been listening to? And it's just wrong. They're trying to keep their churches full with people to please them, because people, they want to sin, they want to do their thing, but they want the church to tell them it's okay. And that's where the church is now. They're telling them it's okay to do this and do that. And now they're about to see that that's wrong. And many of them's going to be left here, sitting inside their churches, not even knowing why they didn't get raptured. Because they followed these people. Instead of knowing the Bible themselves, they followed these people blindly. They amened them every day and didn't know what they was talking about. God said in the last days what will kill the church and his people is the lack of knowledge. And I'm telling you, we've got a whole population with no knowledge of the Bible whatsoever, and it is scary. That there told me that, yeah, we are in the last days. When I done this channel and realized how many people did not know the Bible, I knew we was in the last days. So, it's all there. And there's, like I said, this is right exactly the way it was back in Noah's time. People will be doing their thing, ignoring God, and then the world's going to come to an end the same way. So, be ready, okay? Don't listen to what's going on in the world, because I'm telling you, it's all lies. God tells me it's all deceit, all deception. They're all in on it. And that's why he's coming back, because he knows that we're outnumbered. We're outgunned. And this is the time that the world ends. And then he will deal with Israel for 7 years. And then they will accept him as the Messiah this time. So, it's right there. Once you really start studying Israel and the Jews and stuff, then you really come to an understanding that we're in the last days. Because, see, everything happens in 7 years when it comes to the Jews. And this right here, next month, starts a new 7-year cycle, a Shikta cycle. And everything happens in those cycles. And see, that's why I said the lack of knowledge is what's killing people today when it comes to the gospel. A lot of people don't even know that exists. But everything happens in these 7-year cycles. They come in jubilees. And once you start to learn your jubilees, your cycles and everything, you realize that this is it. This is it. You see the signs. You see them all there. The earthquakes everywhere. Another earthquake in Turkey. Do you know that the last 2 earthquakes in Turkey led to World War? Now, is that coincidence? World War I. Turkey had a major earthquake right before. World War II, Turkey had a major earthquake right before World War II. And now they've had one again. And it's been since the last World War II. And then before that was World War I. See, everything goes in cycles. Once you learn the cycles and you see them, you realize how close we are. And it takes studying and learning the cycles. But like I said, you don't watch what's happening here. It all revolves around Israel. That's the center of the universe. Everything revolves around them. It's his chosen people. And once you realize that 3 earthquakes, all leading up to a world war, and here we are again. And it's not coincidence, people. A world war will break out because Turkey had that earthquake. It's a sign. See, God gives us signs. And if you understand them and you do your research, you start to see them. But I promise you, right before World War I, Turkey had an earthquake. Big one. Right before World War II, Turkey had an earthquake. Major one. Here we are again. A major earthquake. Just so happens right when all this stuff's happening, people, you got to watch the signs. Everything happens in pairs with God and cycles. Once you see that, you know where you're at and where you stand. That's why I'm telling you. When he told me in October, I had no clue what was coming. I had no clue. I'm glad he woke me up, and I thank God for it. Because I was just as asleep as everybody else. I had no clue. But since I woke up and realized that the world is coming to an end, I look around and I see people that have no clue. So it's important to keep yourself awake. Know that he's coming in the sky. He said, when all these events happening, they're happening now, to look to the sky. Your redemption runneth nigh. Be ready. Watch the sky, people. All the signs are there. And we all feel it. I know that you are watching this. God said, listen, a lot of people watch this channel. They're not his sheep. His sheep will hear his voice. They'll understand. They'll know. And they'll keep coming back to this channel. That's what he told me. He said, this is for them, to keep them awake, so they know what's coming. That's why this channel was formed. He brought you here. Each and every one of you that's come here, he's brought you here for a reason. And Satan sent his bunch here too to try to distract. But you that understand what I'm saying and know that it's coming, you know what he's saying. You hear him. You know it's coming. You feel it. You don't have to have me tell you. You know it. You felt it before you came here. But you didn't know what it was. But now you know. See, here, there's no bullcrap here. We're not here to get views and, add a bunch of stuff to the Bible. We're here as a lighthouse for you to come on board. Just consider this whole channel an ark. When you come here, you're on the ark and you're ready to be raptured. That's what this channel is. It's an ark. God kind of just had me create it, and he just brings them here. It's like a light. We're not going to sit here and tell you, well, we're going to tell you what date it's going to be on stuff. You don't need to know what day the rapture is on. Nobody needs to know the date. That's crap. That's just to get you to click the video, people. Long as you know Jesus is coming, that's called faith. You don't need to know the date. There is nothing in the world that makes you need to know the date unless you want to get away with something before God comes so you don't get caught. Think about that. Anybody that just sits and looks for dates, they're trying to get away with something. So they want to know when Jesus is coming so they can get away with it, so they can repent right beforehand. See, Jesus ain't no dummy, people. That's why he didn't give us a date. And no, you're not supposed to know the date. He said you'll know the signs and you won't be asleep. You'll be awake. He didn't say anything about you having to know the date. That's a lie. Anybody tells you that, it's a lie. The reason the date is kept away from us is the same reason that God kept Jesus and what Jesus was going to do on the cross away from Satan. It's the same thing. It's just now Satan ain't going to know the exact day and time. And that's why. So anybody tells you any differently, that's a lie. You don't need to know the date. All you need to do is be awake and be on the ark, and you're fine. You don't need to know no date. God said, my people will know the day because they'll feel it and they'll be ready. See, you won't be asleep. It won't come at you as a thief in the night because you're awake. You're looking up at the sky. You already know he's coming. So when that day comes very soon, you'll know. You already knew the day because you was already ready for it. You understand? Watch what you're listening to. There's a lot of hokey pokey on these channels. It's just distraction. All of it. Everything going on in this world right now is just to distract you. Don't fall for it. Keep your eye on Jesus. That's all you need. And only through him can you get to heaven. Do not fall for the distractions. And they're everywhere. Jesus is the light, people. Keep your eye on Jesus, okay? That's what I'm here every day to remind you. To keep you looking up and seeing him. And that's what I'll continue to do as long as I'm here. To make sure that you're still a beacon and a light to everybody in the darkness. That's my job. My job is to keep you focused that he's coming. If you don't see or hear from me again, I'll see you in heaven.